Howdy, everybody. I'm just gonna resume right where I left off. Okay then, Macintosh said with a nod. I'll keep it a secret. Thanks. Fluttershy said, smiling. She and Macintosh stood there a long time, not saying anything. Celestia, why did this stallion do this to her? He was so big and strong and wise. He wanted to go to the library for Pete's sake. He was everything she was looking for in a stallion and a lot more. Fluttershy, you're getting awfully close to my face, Macintosh said, snapping out of her daze. Oh, I was just... What to say to him? I was getting lost in your big blue eyes, imagining what a wonderful kisser you probably were. Yeah, that would go over well. I've gotta go. You sure you're alright? Oh, yes, but, what's that, Angel? You're hungry? Mommy's coming right now. Sorry, Mac. Duty calls, she said to a bewildered Macintosh before flying away. Did he call after her? She didn't know. She didn't stop to listen. It wasn't good that she was with him that she began. It wasn't until she was with him that she had those violent fantasies about them together. She was a good filly, right? So why did she want him so bad? When she did get home, she fell down on her couch and buried her face in a pillow. Angel hopped over to her and patted her on the back, silently asking what was wrong. I tried to tell him. I was so close, and I almost told him how I felt. Angel turned his head, asking what happened. But I lost it, right when I was about to open my mouth. I'm such a coward! She began crying into her pillow. Angel continued to pat her on the back, trying to comfort her. It was sweet he cared for her so much, especially when most of the time he was a brat, but right now there wasn't anything he could do for her. Normally the embrace of her animal friends was just what she needed, but when she longed for the embrace of a certain stallion... Fluttershy found herself in a foggy environment. Wasn't she in her bed? Oh, sorry, I just remember what this part is. Okay. Wasn't she in her bed a few minutes ago? When did she... Hello? Is some pony there? Fluttershy ran forward, hoping to find whoever it was. Then she heard a strange moan, and then again. But the moan was not of pain. Perhaps it was pleasure? Was some pony doing that nearby? Don't you want to see? I think you do. What was that voice? Fluttershy shook her head and tried to ignore whatever it was, but she stopped after she heard what next. Oh, Macintosh! Fluttershy turned around instantly when she heard that. Some pony was screwing her stallion? Instantly she felt a rage unlike anything she felt before. That's right. This very second, some pony is having their way with Big Macintosh. You aren't gonna let them get away with that, are you? She was on the brink of exploding. She immediately galloped forward when she found that bitch who was taking her stallion. But something was in the distance. Two ponies on a bed. And they definitely were. One of them was Macintosh, definitely. The other mare she couldn't recognize. Was it a Pegasus? Rainbow Dash? No, Big Mac wasn't her type. Besides, Dash's mane was shorter. So who in their right mind? Yes. Oh, yes. But she did know that voice. Who was it? This is what's going to happen if you don't take what you want. Some pony will steal him from you, just like this. Fluttershy decided to approach them. She needed to catch them in the act. She needed to stop this before... Wait, maybe this was best. I mean, what if Big Macintosh was happy? She shouldn't intrude. How much longer are you going to keep running away? You know he's supposed to be with you, right? Fluttershy began to think. He was hers. He just didn't know it yet. She was the only mare who was supposed to do that with, and there was only one mare who was supposed to do that with, and that was her. Fluttershy ran over to the bed, grabbed the covers with her mouth, pulled them free, hoping to see whoever it was, to get the shock of a lifetime. It was her. Fluttershy backed away in shock. It was definitely her, but something was off. The look in her eyes and the things they were doing, this wasn't her. No, but it's how you want to be. A familiar voice said beside her. Fluttershy turned around and saw the last pony she thought she'd see there. Twilight! Twilight? Why are you... How are you... You wanted him the moment you saw him. I mean, who can blame you? He is the most handsome pony in Ponyville. I hear he has a whole list of mares that want his heart, among other things. I'm sure. But you're different. All they want is his fine body. But you want his heart, his soul. You want him to love you, right? Love me. You want him to hold me, to kiss you. Kiss me? And to make sweet love for you, right? It was too much for her to handle. Fluttershy just wanted to cry. She wanted him so badly. They were perfect together, and she knew it. She just wanted him to know it, too. It hurts, doesn't it? You want him so much right now? It hurts. Yes, yes, Fluttershy cried out, falling to the ground and crying. I love him so much. I need him to be mine. Then why don't you take him? Twilight said, shocking Fluttershy a bit. Take him? You were going to throw yourself at him, right? Why don't you? He belongs to you, right? Fluttershy nodded. Then all you have to do is get him to realize that. Horrible memories began to flood into Fluttershy's mind. I can't! Why not? You love him, don't you? The others don't love him. The others don't deserve him. Don't be ashamed of what you're feeling. Embrace it. He's still awake, you know. He is? He's in the barn right now. If you hurry, you can still catch him. How did she know this? Was she stalking Macintosh too? Fluttershy didn't care. Right now, she only had one thing in mind. If he didn't love her before tonight, he would after this. She was make him love her if she had to. Go get your stallion. I'm rooting for you, Fluttershy. The second she said that, Fluttershy instantly opened her eyes. She looked at the clock by her bed. 11, huh? She had to go to bed early, but this wasn't too late for the Apple family. Was she really thinking about doing this? She thought about the number of horny mares after his body, and her rage built up like a boiling point. Soon, words of wisdom came over her. Something she heard last year, although she didn't think the advice was good. This moment, Iron Will's mantras returned to her. You cut in line, I'll take what's mine. You cut in line, I'll take what's mine, she shouted, getting up and running out of the house. She wasn't paying too much attention, but as she ran, she could have sworn she heard something a lot like laughter. Sure enough, when Fluttershy arrived back at Sweet Apple Acres, she saw the barn door open and a light on inside. She slowly approached the barn and took a peek inside. There he was. The yoke usually on his neck was off, so Fluttershy saw his body even better than she usually would. Her heart began to race, but this time she knew what she was going to do. Here in the barn was perfect. She wouldn't have lost her. Sure, she wouldn't lose her virginity here, which would have made it all the better, but it would be the first truly magical experience here, in this barn, with her special stallion. Big Macintosh. Oh my god. Sorry, give me a moment to compose. Big Macintosh turned around and he did a double take. Was he that surprised to see her? If so, he was going to be really shocked by what came next. Fluttershy, what are you doing here? I should have thought that much was obvious, Fluttershy said, silently shocking herself with how sure of herself she sounded. Yep, this was totally happening. I'm not sure I follow. Not that I'm not happy to see you, it's just really late and perfect for the surprise I have for you. Surprise? Mm-hmm, Fluttershy said, sauntering over to him. Something I've been dying to give you. Really? Macintosh asked, apparently beginning to understand what she was talking about. That's right. She ran over and jumped on him and landed on top of him, knocking him to the ground. It's me. You? His face suddenly turning a darker shade of red than usual. Take me! Make me yours. Huh? He looked somewhat scared now, but that was just the shock of what he just heard. I want you, Macintosh. I need you. She got closer to him so she was practically lying down on top of him. Please, Macintosh, take me right here in the barn. Fluttershy, love me. Then pressing their lips together, she was doing it. They were kissing. Was he resisting? Struggling? Macintosh pushed them apart and looked at her, absolutely shocked. Fluttershy, what's gotten into you? Then she realized what she was doing. What happened 4 years ago. What she was doing to him. She was forcing herself onto him. She was raping him. Fluttershy backed away from him, shaking her head as the thoughts of the day returned to her and she realized what she was becoming. I wasn't. I, I, I was. Fluttershy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean. Don't! Don't touch me! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She flew out of the barn. She knew that if she got back to the house, Macintosh would follow her, so instead she flew up into a cloud, where she could be alone with the tears. She wouldn't have to face her past again. That one moment in her past she never told any pony about. Unknown to either of them, some pony saw the whole thing, and was now more sure than ever that something was up. She woke up when Applejack stormed out of the house. When she was starting to doze off again, the commotion from the barn got her attention again. She didn't expect to see Miss Fluttershy like that, though. Something ain't right, Applebloom said back in her room. Between Twilight's disappearance, Applejack being in a weird mood, and now Miss Fluttershy acting out, Applebloom knew that in this moment something was wrong, and she was going to get to the bottom of it one way or another. And that is the end of chapter 8. Oh, that's cool. I did not notice that. But yeah, I'm going to stop it off here. Apparently, Sapphire Libra 3, at least at the time of writing this, I don't see the date on this, was working as an intern at a theater. Ah, that's amazing. You go. I mean, I know you're probably much further in your career, but you go, Sapphire. Wait, actually, give me 30 seconds. I should get a real name. Or I don't know if it's a real name, but the full name she uses on YouTube. I'm sorry. This is probably a very weird thing I'm doing right here, but yeah, I'm just trying to find. Okay. Oh, do not want to hear myself talk again. But yeah, you go, Victoria Sandora. You go. So yeah, everybody, thanks for listening. I might do a couple more episodes tonight. Not sure. Season 3 coming out. That's pretty exciting. I think I'm gonna go outside. I have tons of tension right now, so I'm just gonna go outside and run around for a while. All right then. Well, as per usual, I am Lonely Brony.